Hey everybody, what's up? My name's Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to Terradice.
And today we're going to do something a little new.
Yeah,
we're going to try
so
a new series.
We are doing something called the Monthly Minute, or do we say
Minute Monthly?
Minute Monthly. Okay, brand new. Okay,
well, we just decided that.
Yeah, we just
like 30 seconds ago, so that's fair.
So this is going to be the Minute Monthly. So normally our cadence has been that we do a lot of like long form reviews on like a certain game, but this one we're going to talk about all the games we specifically played for the first time. It's going to be monthly, but since this is the first time, we are going to combine October and November together.
Yeah.
So,
now, this could be games that we're planning on reviewing. This could be games that we got as review copies from like publishers that we work with. This could be games that we bought ourselves, as is the case with a lot of the some of the games that
or games someone showed us that we think you should know about.
Yeah, games we don't even own. So, but this is just going to be all the games that we played for the first time and what we thought about them. And we'll try to keep it under a minute for each of them.
Yes, we'll do our best. Now, before we dive in, I do want to say we are trying we have a big goal to reach 10,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. It would really mean the world to us as we try and reach that goal. So if you want to hear a little bit about a lot of games, then just keep watching.
All right, so in chronological order, the very first game we played at the beginning of October was Chronicles of Light.
Yes, so this is we did a full review on this, so please go look at that if you want to know more details, but it is a game where we are playing as some of the famous heroines from the Disney universe, and we are battling the darkness with our light. And it is a cooperative game where we're going around the board and we're playing out different cards. It is a lighter weight game, great for families. Yeah. And I really enjoyed this game.
Yeah, the unique action system in this is basically that players can take turns in any number of actions in any order, but you only get a certain number of turns before bad things start happening.
Yes, so. And I definitely feel like Chronicles of Light was a game that slid kind of under the radar. So if you are a family that likes Disney games, then I definitely think you should go and check out Chronicles of Light.
You have like an 8-year-old daughter, they'll love this.
It'll be perfect. Up next, we played Stalk Exchange. Now this is where we are trying to collect flowers into our trove and have it kind of works as like it says a actual stock market where we are betting on which flowers are going to bloom, which ones are going to be the hot ones. There are a lot of finance puns. Yes, a lot of finance puns throughout the entire thing as we try to make our hedge fund be as profitable as possible.
No, this is all about like, okay, you want them to be valuable at the end of the game, but the most valuable ones are going to get halved. And if other people have ones that you have, you're just making it more valuable for them too. So there's a lot of kind of watching the market and seeing what everybody else owns behind their little shield, which is their little garden shed, along with deciding what you want.
Yes, so this one is also, we did a full review on this as well, so if you want to know more details about Stalk Exchange, definitely head over there to check out that.
Next up on our list is Vast, the Mysterious Manor. Now, I got this on a sale recently, but it is an older title by Leader Games, who designed Root and other titles. Now, this is the second Vast game that was created after Root, so they did a lot of sort of like reworking of the system to make it a lot easier to bring to the table. And essentially, it's a super asymmetric, like haunted house that we're all running around in. There's like a paladin, there's a spider, there's the mansion itself, there's like a skeleton gang that's running around, and we all have our own objectives, and we all want to kill different people and do different things. I played the manor itself, so I could like move walls and things like that.
Yeah, we played this one toward the end of October, and it was an amazing game to play during that time of year. And this one was one that we just bought on our own and had a really great time playing it. Next up is Mother of Frankenstein, which was one of those games that I did not really have an expectation going in, but man, did I love it. It's one of those escape rooms in a box.
It was really fantastic.
Where you are making your way pretty historically accurate. Like they have taken some twists and turns on it through Mary Shelley's life, and you're reading these like love letters between her and her would-be husband eventually, and it just like you're trying to solve.
It's very steamy.
It's very steamy.
It's gothic romance.
And you're trying to like solve all of these really actually incredible puzzles that we really enjoyed.
Yeah, there was real music theory. There was like star charting, which I don't know if that's real or not, but it felt real and it was fun. Next up on our list is Lairs. Now this game is not out yet. We did a Kickstarter review for it. You can go check out our video about Lairs, but this is basically, everybody's been calling it Battleship, but with like dungeons, and that's sort of what it is. You're designing a dungeon behind a shield, and so is your opponent, and you need to run through their dungeon better than they run through yours. So you're telling them as they run into your blobs, and your traps, your greasy pits. Basically, you're trying to gather all the treasure you can and get out before the other player.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of fun. You unlock more and more abilities as the game goes on. It's got this cool action cube system where basically you really get penalized for running headfirst into traps. So you have to be really cunning about when you choose to peek around corners.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite two-player game that we've played this year. We didn't include it in our top 10 couples for Board Games Part 5, but we recently came out with. That's because it's not available to everybody yet, because it's just on Kickstarter. But man, I really enjoyed this game.
Next up is one of my favorite two-player
Yes.
games that we played this year, and that is Lord of the Rings: The Duel for Middle-earth. So this is Seven Wonders Duel remade as a Lord of the Rings game. Now, they've actually taken and added new mechanics. They've streamlined some things, so the selling of cards is easier, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the cool things that they added are essentially you have this whole like battle for Middle-earth that's going on where there's a little area control component that's sort of like a reworked, better version of the Senate in the expansion Agora for Seven Wonders. And then there's also a like Ring Wraith and Hobbit track where they're chasing down the ring towards Mount Doom. And it's a whole lot of fun. It's a really streamlined experience for Seven Wonders Duel, but they added back the complexity in these like super fun, like actual three fronts sort of way, which I didn't feel like the original game did as well at.
Yeah, we did do a live playthrough of this, so if you want to see how the game play, we did make a couple mistakes, which people point out to us, but we correct them.
It's the price of playing live.
Yes, but if you're debating between which one you should get, if you are a Lord of the Rings fan, you're really going to appreciate the IP that's done with this game.
Yeah. Next up on our list is Homeworlds. Now this is from these Looney Labs series of these like pyramid games. Now it is a little abstract game that is a 4X in a box that you can play in anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, depending on how crazy good you are at it. It's so hard. But basically you have a homeworld, which is a binary star consisting of 2 different colors, and then you're moving between stars of various colors, getting abilities based on the color of the star and the ships that you have there. So green lets you produce more ships, red lets you attack, blue lets you change to other colors, and yellow lets you move to other systems. Now, what's really cool about it is the entire game is played with just these pyramids. So you can move from one star to any star of a different size, and that's how they make it into a graph of like connected planets. But man, is it this fun little strategy game that fits literally this big. So I will be carrying this around pretty regularly from now on.
Yeah, this was included in the top 10 we just released for couples, and it is the heaviest weight one we have, but it's also, I think, the smallest one in the lineup. So just what they can do with those, like just like pyramids, is really neat.
Yeah. So huge fan. That was a great new discovery for us. Great. Another heavy game for us was Septima. So we finally got that to the table. We backed it on Kickstarter quite a while ago, and essentially just played the base game of it. It is a little bit of you play cards. You sort of have a worker that's moving around a board, getting you access to like different things that you're collecting.
Yes, you are a witch, and you are trying not to be found out by the townspeople. But you're also trying to help the townspeople, but you can't let them know. You can't help them too much because then they start to get mad at you. But if you can't hear them, then they're mad at you.
Screw them.
So you're voting. You're gonna have to like try and sway the votes by getting people into the council to like say like, oh, they're not a witch, like don't kill them. But I love this game. It was kind of a debate at the table, like for people if they liked it or not. I personally
we both really
liked this game. Yeah, we haven't had it on the expansions, but for the month of October, I'm definitely going to be pulling out Septima again.
October? We have to wait till October?
Well, maybe, but I'm definitely pulling it out next.
I really enjoyed it too.
Yes.
I think what's cool about it is like there's a lot of like synergy where it's like, oh, we don't want to all play the same thing because, well, if players do or don't, there's bonuses, but then like people are getting caught and there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Next up on our list is Ransom, or RNSM. It is a button shy game. They make these little 18-card wallet games, and their latest one that they're coming out with is basically you're making a clip art, or clip cut ransom art.
When someone
for the
cuts
newspaper.
things out of magazines.
But the whole point is you have these random letters, and you get to squeeze a letter into the word that's on the table. Now you have to be able to spell a word that is made up with those letters in that order, and if a player wants to, they can choose to call your bluff and ask you to say what word it was that you could spell out. And if you can't spell a word out, you lose. But you have to play a card, so you might just put it down even if you can't think of a word. So it's a little bit of a bluffing game.
And it's one of those games normally I can't stand spelling games because I'm so bad at it. But it's like because I don't have to put all of the letters out if I kind of know, the order, then I can make it work, and I have a pretty good guess of what it's going to
Yeah.
be. Next up is Eila and Something Shiny. Now, this is a campaign game that takes you through a long story. So we got to play, we played Chapter 0 and Chapter 1. We got to live stream those live. And it is this cute little game where it kind of plays like a solo game where you're making decisions. It's kind of like when you're going through a video game and they're like, oh, here's the situation. Do you do A or do you do B? And it will lead you down different paths and develop that storyline. And so we worked together on live to decide how we are going to develop this story. So we haven't gotten to dive fully into this, but I enjoyed those first 2 chapters that we got to play.
Yeah, I think you're saying it feels like a video game. It definitely feels more like a video game than most board games we played. It is a solo experience, so we played it together. It very much can be played as a 2-player. Like, I don't know, what do you think we should do? But it's what's interesting is that there are some things that will progress the story along quickly. So it's like, okay, that card's getting permanently discarded, and now this big effect happens. And then there's other cards that are kind of mixed in there that will continue to come up. And it feels like when you're in a video game and you keep coming back to the town center and talking to that one like guard at the front door, and you're like, I don't know why I keep talking to you, but I don't know what to do next. So like there are like some repetitive pieces where like the same cards will come up. But overall, it's a really ambitious game that sets out to do storytelling in a really unique way.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to learning more.
I was about to say, I feel like we can't give our full review on it yet because we've only done the first 2 chapters. But I do know it gets pretty dark. So if that's not your kind of thing, maybe like take some warning before that. But I'm excited to see how this game turns out.
Next up is Rock Hard 1977, which is designed by Jackie Fox, the bass player for the Runaways, and it is all about 70s rock. Now it's got this fun theme where it is all about romance, candy, and rock and roll. We have these soft candies that you can get that lets you get extra actions and stuff. It feels very thematic for this 70s rock game, but it's all about worker placement, getting worker deals.
Yeah.
It feels very much like the viticulture style where there's like seasons where we go through the morning, day, and night. Now the funny thing is we all have day jobs that we have to keep for a while, and so during that part of the day, if you have like a night job or a morning job, you have to do your job most of the time, and if you skip it, then you eventually get fired from your job, and that's no longer an option. But if you don't get enough income from that, it's kind of hard.
But you eventually want to get fired from your job because then you can become a real rock star, but you just
That's
have
true.
to have enough money to survive until you can get enough from those royalties.
Yeah, I thought that was so unique. That was so fun.
I love how it was. It was definitely shows that it was made by someone that understands, like, has been in the industry, because the fact with you get to, and it's very thematic. So you get, like, it has a lot of flavor that you get your cards at the beginning that tell you your backstory, your secrets, which really don't play into the gameplay at all. It's just as fun. And we had a really great time. We're going to do a full review on this, but we had a really great time. Our friend brought over actual candy, like, that looked like the little, like, candy that's in the game. And it really, like, helped make a difference, like, in, like, if we're going to take it or not.
It made us really want to eat the candy.
Yeah. So we're going to do a full review on this, but Rock Hard surprised me with its so thematic.
It's rock solid. Next up is My Favorite Things. Now, this game, we played a foreign version of it years ago, but it just came to Kickstarter. And it is an incredibly fun game where basically we pick a category, and the person to our left or right has to rank a bunch of items from like 1 to 5. So it could be favorite like male action movie actors, or like subway lines here in New York, or like anything like that that would be relatable to people at the table. And they will give you back 5 answers, or 6 answers technically, but they're giving to you them covering cards numbered 1 through 6. Which you will then use to play a trick-taking game. So you were going to play with their answers rather than with the numbers. And so you think, oh, that's definitely someone's like 1. I'm going to play like, this card. And so everybody flips them over. They pull out the cards. You see what their numbers were. It's very funny. Yes,
it's a really cute game. It's a really cute twist on like how well you know the other person, and then also just making assumptions about them, and just some funny categories. Like I'll make up categories like rate your favorite bugs, or rate your favorite periods of time. And what does that mean to someone? I don't know. Like, you come up with it. But it's a really fun game that I'm excited that got a reprint and that we get to actually have it, because we've talked about this party game many times, and we played it several years ago, so it's exciting to finally have it in our home. Next up is Masters of Crime Vendetta. Now, this is also an escape room type game which the writing in this was amazing. We did it over the course of one night with some friends. There was another couple friends that we love playing games with.
They're also very good at like these escape room type games.
And they're also really great. They're actors, so like you want to have a great time with escape rooms with good writing. Play with actors because the line delivery of all the characters was amazing. But
really good at doing that.
Yes.
It was so funny.
Yes, because it has like this Godfather, like New York mentality.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. So I wanted to go fully in this into a reel or a short, but I have to say this game, how it really dives deep into like the immersiveness. So there'll be times where you have to email an actual email address and you will get a reply. There are times where you have to call an actual number, you will get a voicemail. There'll be times where you have to go to a real website that they've created on the internet to find information, and you really
Google
have to
Maps.
dig through it. Yeah, Google Maps. And this particular one all takes place in New York, and for us living in New York, it was highly accurate to like actually like zoom in, and it really feels real. Like, and when you're trying to come up with who committed this crime, I felt like this is so immersive.
Yeah, for sure.
Lots and lots of fun. So I'll do
No
a full.
spoilers, but it's so fun.
Yeah, it is fun. So if you've been on the fence about this one, and if you like escape rooms, it's really great.
Last up on our list, we played the brand new chapter for Disney Lorcana, that's Azurite Sea. So we got these starter decks that Ravensburger sent to us, thank you so much, and we played with all the new stuff. So we had a whole Big Hero 6 theme deck that was all inventors. We had a whole like pirate deck. Yeah, we did end up getting a trove for Azurite Sea too. That's their fun little like 6-packs. But this is a trading card game like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon or Star Wars Unlimited or any of those, where you basically are just trying to like get the most magical lore by all of your storytelling, and you do that by attacking and playing characters and questing and doing different things. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, this squeaked in as we just did a live stream of it. This squeaked in as probably our last new game of November. It is November 29th at the time of filming, so this squeaked in right at the end. It was very, very fun, and I'm excited to keep playing it. So those are the list of the monthly minute of games that both of us played that were new to us during October and November. Now, up to you guys. If you want to, Jonathan gets an opportunity to play new games, usually one new game a week that I don't usually get to play. So if you want him to also do a little snippet about that and add in that game.
For instance, if you'd like to know about Millefiori, you would have to include those.
Because he usually plays a different genre of games during those game nights, so that would be interesting to bring those in. But let us know if you, I would have no opinion, except I was there, I was in the area. But yeah, thank you guys. I hope this gives you a good idea of like games that we're playing, and just like gives you like an idea of like what's new to us, and if this sounds interesting to you. But yeah, so if you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it as we try and reach that 10,000 subscribers. And everyone that's been here if you were here just today, or you've been here since the beginning, we really appreciate your love and support. And we'll see you next time.
Happy playing.